Anime fans are absolutely unhinged, and I'm talking about in fanaticism here. Weebs and otakus are some of the most talented people there are. They make cosplays for absolutely everything. They can debate you based on topics that they like or things that they hate, and they can just go on and on and on all day. They will write entire fan novels based on their favorite characters, and they will do whatever it takes to show you that they are the biggest fan of their fandom. And most pertinent of all, they make some damn good animations. Hi, I'm Bayfond, and no, I am not one of these people that's talented enough to make these animations. If anything, I'm barely qualified enough to talk about them. But I'll give it a good college try. These animations aren't just limited to, like the cream de la crop. It's not just limited on the best anime that's coming out this season. No, you're probably gonna see fan animations for absolutely everything. Whether it be a manga that hasn't gotten adapted into an anime yet, or maybe with fans that are dissatisfied with an adaptation, so then they say, screw it, we'll do it ourselves. They show up everywhere. And I think a fantastic one to bring up is gonna be with our first example, One Punch Man. Be warned, there are potential spoilers ahead. One Punch Man needs no introduction. This is the anime gateway drug. This is the one that leads you to become a weeb. It's so popular and accessible that people like Bill Burr are fans of it. So since you already know what it is, I'm not gonna give you a breakdown of anything like that. What I wanna do is a breakdown of what I'm seeing right in front of me. So One Punch Man, heavily revered show, people love it. Season 1 was fantastic and critically acclaimed. There's a wait time between season 1 and 2, and when season 2 comes out, it's incredibly lackluster and it disappoints almost everyone. But during that entire time span of the anime, there's the manga. And compared to the anime, and regardless of which form you're looking at it, it is absolutely phenomenal. It is next level. Yusuke Murata's art is godly, and that's not me over-exaggerating it. The double page spreads are gorgeous. You can just feel the impact of the punches, of the fight sequences, everything that is involved. And you can say a lot of good things about the anime, that the characters are fantastic, the story, the setups, the jokes, everything is great. But you can't say that it holds a candle to the art in the manga. That's the one field where it's definitely not comparable. So what did this one fan or small group of fans do? Well, they adapted some of the later chapters into this beautiful, beautiful art. You can't say that it's anything less than that. This is trying to capture the essence of the manga, of Murata's artwork, more so than the anime studios could ever do. And it's understandable. Anime studios have to work with time crunches, a budget, lots of things. They don't have the freedom to just experiment on what they like. But this fan animation is essentially, in my opinion, the closest that we're gonna get as a representation to the true manga. I'm sorry, webcomic, you're beautiful in your own way, and you're the origin of all of this, but I mean, come on, you gotta talk about this. But since, like I was saying, One Punch Man is definitely not the only anime that's gotten this treatment. Let's jump into one of the largest animes of all time, Dragon Ball. This definitely has a head start over One Punch Man by about like 30 years or so. So you can easily see that quantity-wise, there is a shit ton more. Do you want to see Goku acting like a legitimate boxer throwing punches with Frieza? Or do you just want to see some new forms because, well, even though they're not canon, they look pretty badass? Take your pick. They're absolutely everywhere here. Dragon Ball Z is such a popular anime all around the world that, of course, the fans are gonna do what they can to just expand on the lore and just make their own stories. In the description below, I'm gonna put links to all the videos that I'm mentioning here. But I would say with Dragon Ball, it's very hard to narrow it down to just like a few good ones because there are just so many out there. With things that I love, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, there are also a plethora of animations for that too. I would say mostly towards like the later parts, like part 6 and 7, because, well, back in the early 2010s, it didn't seem like we were gonna get adaptations of those. They were so new at the time that fans decided to try their own hand because they thought that that was it. Little did we know, Stone Ocean is now wrapping up in December, and Steel Ball Run looks closer than ever. A great creator that makes fantastic JoJo animations is AllinAlll. The best way to describe him and his animations are definitely unique. I would say he usually grabs one aspect of the source material and greatly exaggerates it, whether it be for comedic purposes or for, genuine terror. The creativity that AllinAlll has makes me wish for more experimentation in anime. He also did an animation for Berserk too, and Berserk also has a lot of fan animations, mainly because people are dissatisfied with how the CGI looks in the brand new anime, so they try to harken back to how the original 90s series looked, usually to great success. I would say for all types of fan animations, as long as it's made, it's a success, because these are made as passion projects. These are people expressing themselves in the form of video and art. There is no way that we can say that one looks like shit because, well, it's subjective. It's someone's genuine views on what they expected from a series and characters in the storyline. So who's to say that it's not correct? And yes, I think that I have to bring this up too. There are those kinds of animations too, and there's a lot of them. I mean, there's a whole rule set for this, so I mean, there's not too much for me to talk about. Just know that whatever you want to see, it's out there and there's a ton of it. Sometimes made incredibly well, a little bit too well, makes you think that maybe the animators were involved, but you know, who's to say? Now, coming back, mangas that haven't had any anime adaptations yet usually are the first to receive the treatment of fan animations. Chainsaw Man, before this was announced, there were so many that you could find everywhere on TikTok, YouTube. Anywhere you looked for fan animations, you probably could find one from Chainsaw Man. Lots of them being completely unique because, well, as you can see with the manga and the anime, they're pretty different than what you expect. So lots of people are going to have different opinions on how it looks and how it feels. Then there's Komi-san before she got an anime adaptation. And you can go on and on and on. And sometimes fan animations don't have to be tied on adaptations themselves. I mean, look at this. Sometimes fan animations can be based on like visual novel endings where maybe the anime adapted one route, but they actually prefer to go with a different heroine, so then they decide to make that themselves. Or maybe people just like scrapping the ending altogether and then making a new one, like this one for Attack on Titan, for instance. I've heard that it hasn't gotten too much praise, but I think some people do like it. There are no guides that people have to follow. Sometimes when looking at these fan animations, it makes you wonder, why haven't some of these people gotten together to just make animes on their own? And well, that's probably not as novel an idea as you thought. This one right here is one of the most known and most popular videos of this era, and it was made by the creators of Gainax. You know, the people that were like the cornerstone of anime as it was like coming up into the mainstream. These were people that were passionate about the art because they were inspired by things like Astro Boy and things that came out during that era. So they put their entire love of media, no matter if it was Western, Japanese, kaiju, anything. They put it all together and then they made this beautiful piece for the convention. So the way that I kind of see these fan animations is the loop continuing. How they're working on these animations after being inspired by something, and then after a while, they might actually be working on the anime themselves, and then inspire more people, and then it continues. Cycle doesn't end. The wheels keep turning. Oh, I almost forgot about this one. The most important anime of them all, with a gorgeous, fantastic fan animation. SpongeBob by Narmak. Yeah, I know, this isn't what you and me might consider normal anime, but hey, it's animation and it looks fantastic. I mean, his work on this one is absolutely perfect because he got actual voice actors to do the parts, and, well, look at it. This is definitely a passion product, if I may say so. And so, I think that just about covers it for, I think, my opinion on fan animations. I was mostly inspired to make this video because I saw that One Punch Man video and just thought that this was amazing. It really reminded me how good the anime community can be when it actually tries to do something good. And so with that, I was Bayfond. You keep looking at those pretty colors and see you next time. Peace.